I.S.U.P.K.
All I'm going to tell you, man, if you want to stay plugged in and tuned in, make sure you subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. on YouTube. A lot of powerful information will be coming out this summer, and you want to stay tuned in. The minute they drop it, it's coming right to you, baby, as soon as you subscribe. So make sure you handle that business and subscribe to I.S.U.P.K.
Not that I have come to destroy the law. We are in the book of Matthew. These words are in red. This is Jesus Christ speaking here. Okay? So what is the law? Because Jesus Christ has told you, think not that he came to destroy the law. What? So step one is you have to educate yourself on what is the law. Because Christ, for most Christians, they don't even want to touch the Old Testament. So for this first part of what I'm going to break out for you, Boston, I'm only going to stay in the New Testament. So you got nowhere to run. And in the New Testament, Jesus Christ has told you, think not. Think not. If you ever had this thought, stop it. Don't have that thought. Think not. That's what he's saying. Think not that he has come to destroy the law. Oh, you think he came to destroy the law?
Think not.
Oh, you think the law's done away with?
Think not.
You think it's okay to still commit adultery?
Think not.
You think it's okay to still sell drugs?
Think not.
If that's what you think,
think not.
That's what Jesus Christ is saying in the book of Matthew here. Let's keep going.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Or the prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, okay? Noah, all these learned men of God, all the way to Adam. These are the prophets that Jesus Christ is talking about. So if you thought that he come to destroy the law, all these prophets, think not. Keep going.
All the prophets, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Jesus Christ has not come to destroy. Jesus Christ came to fulfill. And guess what some of those prophets said that must be fulfilled? I'll give you a taste. He who leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That was the prophet Isaiah who said that. And Jesus Christ has said, he didn't come to do away with what prophet Isaiah said. He came to fulfill. That's also why I could give you a precept in Revelations when Jesus Christ is described to come back with his vesture dipped in blood. Okay? You got to do a lot of killing for your vesture and your garment to be dipped in blood. And that's what it means when it says, for those who kill with the sword must be killed with the sword.
What?
This is the prophet Isaiah who Christ came to fulfill. Alright, this was his role on this earth, which you're never going to hear about in any Christian church. Your Christian pastor is not going to teach you that Jesus Christ only came to save his people. That Jesus Christ only cared about black people. And you know why? Because you don't love yourself. Black people, you don't have love for yourself. And you want to know a good test for me to prove that to you psychologically? If you go and get any 4, 5, 6, 7-year-old boy or girl, and you go give them a white doll and a black doll, and you ask them, which is the good doll? Which is the beautiful doll? Which is the kind doll? Psychologically, you don't have to teach this child that he's going to pick that white doll. It is in his blood, like I told you earlier. The self-hate of the black, Hispanic, and Native American community is so high and so rampant because of white supremacy. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but white supremacy is alive and well. Just ask Donald Trump. Just ask your dear President Donald Trump about white supremacy. He'll tell you about white supremacy.
What?
Keep reading.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass.
For verily I say unto you, verily means truthfully. And you don't have to take it from me that Christ told the truth. Any Christian walking by there is not one bad thing if you're a true believer in Christ that I could say about Christ to you. You believe in Christ wholeheartedly. So believe in his words here. He says, for truly, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. Till heaven and earth pass. Jesus Christ is making a statement, a comparison. What he's about to say next. As long as heaven is above our heads and the earth is beneath our feet. Keep reading.
Not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law.
So he gave us a condition. As long as heaven and earth remain, one jot or one tittle, that's not one dot of the I, not one crossing of the T, shall pass from the law. There's that law again. So if you are ignorant to the law, that's okay. It's alright if you're a baby and you've never been taught. We all got to start somewhere, Boston.
Right.
But you have to know what questions to ask. You have to be humble enough to humble yourselves before the priest of the Lord and tell him, teach me. I actually want to learn. I want to shake off all the lies that have been taught to me all my life. I'll give you another lie that has been taught to you. Did you know Jesus Christ was a black man as described in the Bible? Not what I want him to be. If Jesus Christ was described in the Bible as white, I tell you that he was white, but he was not described in the Bible as white. That image that you have in your mind when you close your eyes and think of Jesus Christ, that white image of Jesus Christ, okay, that is called propaganda. That's called a lie. Okay? And if you want me to be specific, that white image of Jesus Christ, which is on the sign right here, is Cesare Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. If you didn't know, right here, thank you, brother. This white image of Christ is the greatest identity theft that has ever happened on the face of the earth.
Right.
And how could you ever think any different when the greatest criminal runs this earth? The greatest murderer runs this earth. Of course he's going to lie, cheat, and steal. Okay? Because he won. He won. The oppressor of this earth, the person who runs this earth, who we call the oppressor, he won. But he is winning for a time. Because the Bible does say Satan will rule for a time, okay? And he operates under the influence of Satan, okay? Because that is his nature, but not for long. That's why we're here, okay? That's why we're coming to bring you the solution. Finish that. Christ did not come to destroy. Go ahead.
No one pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Till all be fulfilled. Keep going.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
This is still Jesus Christ talking now, and he's giving you a warning. Okay? So ignorance is not an excuse. Even if you don't know what the law is, it behooves you to find out what the law is, because as my brother just read, whosoever breaks one of the least commandments, one of the least commandments, something that you don't think is that big a deal. Whosoever even breaks the least commandment. Let's see what Jesus Christ says. What happens when you break this least commandment? Keep going.
And shall teach men so.
He even doubled down. Not only if you break it, but if you advocate and teach men to do so. And let me tell you something. I ain't trying to scare you, but you can indirectly teach somebody how to break the least commandment just by your actions. You don't have to advocate somebody to break the least commandment. But if you're doing something that is improper and against the law, and somebody sees you and they base their life off of you, in other words, you become their role model, so they model their character and behavior off of you, you have just taught somebody indirectly how to break even the least commandment. Okay? Or if you tell them that the law is done away with, you know, because a lot of you have that personal philosophy. A lot of you run your life by do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Do what thou wilt. Have you ever heard that? That is a philosophy, a tenet of Satanism. Aleister Crowley came up with that. Do what makes you happy. Serve any lust in your life. Okay? You think you can just serve your lusts and get away with it? That there's going to be no repercussion? Why do you think the North American slave trade happened? Because our forefathers thought they could do what thou wilt. They thought that they could do whatever they want and serve their lusts and sleep with their brothers' wives, okay, and murder each other in the streets like we're still doing today. Okay? The Lord has a system in place for our people and our people alone. That is why the Wolf of Wall Street can blow cocaine 7 days a week and still make millions every single day. But the minute you even touch crack cocaine, your whole family is destroyed. You damn near destroy the next 2-3 generations, because now the son doesn't have the father because he's out the house, dead or in jail. This is what happens to our people, okay? Because God is much harsher on his children, his chosen people, than the rest of the world. Just like any good father would be. Okay? If you have children, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you tell your son how to act, what to do, what not to do, and he disobeys it, you're going to deal with your son. If your son is playing with the neighbor, okay, Timmy from the neighborhood, and he comes over you're not going to be able to reprimand that child or even have the desire to like you would your own family. And that's God. And that's how the Israelites are compared. Finish that, brother. Keep reading.
He shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
If you break one of the least commandments, if you teach anybody to break one of the least commandments, you shall be considered least in the kingdom of heaven. Drop that, brother. Let me get Matthew 19, verse 17, all right? You shall be considered least in the kingdom of heaven. I'll give you another subtle law, a tenet of the culture of Israel of what you should and shouldn't do. You should separate from the heathen nation. And when you join, 19 and 17, when you join the heathen nation, let me give you an example of joining the heathen nation. When you gather yourselves together around the dinner table and tell everybody what you're thankful for before you carve into that turkey, that is you joining yourself onto a heathen nation. That heathen nation being America.
Right.
America is not our custom, not our culture. Okay? If you didn't know, alright, you were kidnapped, black man. That's how you got here.
Right.
And that is how Boston was built, because they kidnapped the North American Indians and enslaved them, put them to work, and you're walking on the bones of them to this day. They're under your feet, alright? Their blood crieth out from the ground, okay? Because those are our brothers. Hispanics, you are our brothers, okay? The so-called Mexican on the border being persecuted to this day is our brother,
right?
Alright? And we should separate from these heathen nations.
I'm not letting nobody tell you crap. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, sold packs, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, call this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good wreck. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain, something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword.